Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope you guys are doing good. This is me, Abu Bakr Dilawar. I welcome you all to our latest episode of Founders Kahani. So, as you know, in Founders Kahani, we always invite amazing founders from all around the world so that you can get your inspiration and start your entrepreneurship journey. So, today we also have a very amazing guest with us. He's from Pakistan, but as you are following my journey, you are following me on internet. I think a lot about design, and there is a creative side of me that always wanted to make some content and always wanted to jump on the creative side of things. So today we also have a very amazing guest that's very close to my heart because I'm personally excited for this podcast as well because he's the guy who's making amazing design, who's making such kind of a good work. So please welcome Haris Nadeem. He's the founder of Design Premier Adobe. How are you, sir?
I am good. I am good. It's Design 8 Premiere DAP.
Okay. Sorry for the wrong pronunciation.
No
So
issues.
now
No
you
issues.
can.
No issues. I purposely kept it a bit tougher so that nobody, can pronounce it right.
Yeah, can you tell me a little bit about your story? Like, what's the Kahani of
Yeah,
Haris?
yeah, sure. So, like anybody else here, I got into this field with the purpose of, starting something that matters to people. But that's, a vague statement. At the end of the day, it's more about, making ends meet and how you can, get by. So jumping around from stuff, I landed on a group of individuals who got into digital when it was starting sort of in Pakistan, when people realized that, you can monetize this. Initially, Facebook and everything existed, but nobody knew how to monetize it. When that started, so this group, we started experimenting. And when we started experimenting, I realized that I have a knack for it. I could talk the way people wanted to listen. I could learn and adapt accordingly. And but I wasn't a designer. I wasn't what do you call it? A marketeer. I just was a typical copywriter. I could come up with a copy, and that's pretty much it. So when we started in this field, if I was thrusted into all of these other domains out of necessity, some designer said, "Oh, this can't be done in a week," and I was like, "Okay, let me try." I went to a client and I was like, "Whatever you're anything, you're done. I'm going away." And that's when I had to actually sit down and try to design myself just to see if there's any actually weight behind what the designer said. It wasn't I, as a layman designer, got done with, I think it was a menu at that time, within a day. So I was shocked. It was like, why are people actually stating that? So that format realized, oh, I need to learn design. So I started learning design. Again, self-taught designer. Nobody sat me down and said, "Hey, this ye tool aise chalega," nothing like that. I had to sit down. I had to see a format that worked for me. So this is bilingual, right? If or your audience is purely English, just
Yeah,
let me
sure.
know.
You can use the language whichever.
All right, fair enough. So बस वही चीज़ है, we had to come up with the format जो uh, काम करे हमारे लिए, एंड इसीलिए मैं डिजाइन में घुस गया। डिजाइन में घुसा तो इसी तरह एक सिनेरियो है जिसपे एड्स पे घुसना था, एड्स के अंदर घुसना पड़ा, तो करते करते क्लाइंट सर्विसिंग में थोड़ी सी लर्निंग होनी पड़ी, टेम्परामेंट को कंट्रोल करना पड़ा। सो करते 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 आई जस्ट गॉट इनटू इट, एंड माय entire goal, being very honest, was not मेकिंग एन एजेंसी या पता नहीं अपना नाम बना लूं। इट वाज कि अच्छे पैसे मिल जाए, अच्छी सैलरी मिल जाए, सो दैट आई कैन गो होम एंड पे बिल्स ऑन टाइम एंड टेक केयर ऑफ माय फैमिली, एंड दैट्स प्रीटी मच इट। मेरा कोई और गोल नहीं था। But along the lines, I started enjoying working for certain brands that in Pakistan are now a big deal, but 9, 10 years ago they were nothing at all. So जब उनके साथ, starting very small and you start building them, I enjoyed it. For example, I worked for a couple of restaurants, examples like Dairy Dairy and so on. मतलब मैं वहाँ जाके कुर्सी भी लगवानी पड़ती थी, साथ खड़ा भी होना पड़ता था। आई डिडंट माइंड दैट, मुझे वो अच्छा लगता था क्योंकि मुझे मेरी लर्निंग होती थी। So that process got me involved with the owners to a point that today we were sitting at a meeting, at a food tasting exactly. working on the next range of products, and somebody came and is like, to the owner that I want to pitch you, we can do your digital and stuff. And he's like, no, no, that is something that is sorted. We get pitches all the time. This is not something we will even touch. Just consider it's an in-house guy or a team that's working. So that is the sort of relationship that got built over the years. So once we started this format, uh, one client, as it got built, let the other know that this is the guy. एक और के साथ काम किया, उसका काम अच्छा हुआ, उसने कहा एक और के साथ दिया, एंड लिंक करते करते आई created this chain of कहते हैं referral clients that just stuck with me regardless of anything. They're like, wherever Haris is, that's where we're gonna be. And actually, it's because of these guys that I actually decided, yeah, I need an agency. What if I'm sick? What if I was getting married at a point and I was like, इनका काम कौन करेगा? ठीक है, तो फिर मैंने एजेंसी का कॉन्सेप्ट बनाया कि यार क्या करूं. सो आई डोंट बिलीव इन फ्रीलांसिंग एंड लोगों को पार्ट टाइम दे दो, चीजें कर दो, क्योंकि मुझे पता है कि जो क्रिएटिविटी आपके साथ बैठ के बात करके निकलती है, दैट डज नॉट कम आउट सामने बैठ के इस तरह चैट्स में. एंड you do not want to interact उस तरीके से. You don't know whatever is happening. Sometimes आवाज नहीं आ रही. In Pakistan there's a lot of limitations. Somebody's internet isn't working, somebody's family का कोई issue है. So I knew I had to sit them down in a single space where when you're here, your ideas is flowing, and when you're gone, आपको घर जाके कोई तंग भी ना करे. So we built that. When we started in 2019, the idea was this: you build something that goes beyond. And Alhamdulillah, whether COVID came or anything else, we grew. There was no issue. We were fine, Alhamdulillah. As an agency, work kept flowing in. We worked fine. Our clients were sustainable, so we were sustainable, Alhamdulillah. And it went fine. Even right now, if I look back at my journey, uh, it was always about doing one thing right, and the next thing will come and we'll tackle it as it comes. And I've always taken the pressure of, okay, the next challenge should be something bigger. I am not somebody who claims that we know everything. I just know that whatever I'm doing, I have to be the best at it. And Alhamdulillah, again, the results dictate that. It's not me. It's not, my claim कि ओ हम बहुत अच्छा करते हैं या हम पता नहीं बहुत फन्ने खान लोग हैं. Nothing like that. We uh, sit together, we work on a format, हम देखते हैं कि what relates to the audience, उनको क्या अच्छा लग रहा है, and we train the newbies. हम old जो community है वो साथ बैठ के काम करती है, and I love that. So मुझे लगता है कि that format gets you going. So alhamdulillah on that, हम लोगों ने जब शुरू किया, आज approach was just to sustain a couple of clients and that's it. अच्छे पैसे आ रहे हो, बंदा घर जा रहा हो. And करते 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 growth हुई. And I think 4 or 5 years later, right now, uh, DAP sort of created its own aura, right? And when people apply, they use words like, "Oh, I've been applying for a year. I wanted to work here. I look for the opportunity. I have messages with people. They're saying, "Okay, oh, I'm in Karachi. Can't you do remote?" And I just, profusely apologize that I am so sorry, but the model doesn't work because if I just wanted to waste somebody's money, I could hire somebody cheaper online and say, "बस ये design कर दो, ये copy लिख दो." But the way we work, we become their partners. And when we become their partners on a day-to-day basis, we take their pay. And this is one of the reasons why we're not having an influx of clients, but our clients do pay us, but alhamdulillah, for Pakistan well, which is one of the reasons why we're able to sustain a big team and pay them accordingly. इनकी भी ट्रेनिंग उसी तरह ही होती है. सो ये बस एक पूरा फॉर्मेट है दैट अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह स्टेप बाय स्टेप वन थिंग लेड टू अनदर, एंड करते 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 व्हाटएवर this is, it's there on its own. It's there on the forefront of on the backbone of people that saw my vision, collected and carried it. Maybe I didn't do it as best, but these people that alhamdulillah in the last 5 6 years that I have worked with me, I think they wanted this to grow, so they helped my vision grow. I cannot take any credit for it. I just named it. I think that's my credit. The rest is them. To this day, I love joking around and saying I'm gonna take your credit, but all of these guys know from there's no way I can go in front of clients and I say it's me. They know who each and every one of these people is, who designs everything, who makes up the content, who posts it, and that's my goal. If they can grow out of this and they can take this to some height and this helps them grow in life, again, emotionally and financially and professionally, of course, I think my goal is achieved. In terms of finances, Alhamdulillah, it's been a drastic growth span. I partnered up with Buzz Interactive, one of my old-time friends from 10 years ago, last August. And when we combined together, we learned new systems, we learned development and tech is a business that we weren't even tapping. Because if I'm not good at something, I don't get involved in it. And Alhamdulillah, it went very nicely to this day.
That's really great. It's so good to hear about your vision and about your kahani. But the thing that basically you told, like, to be a founder, you have to control some of your tempers because most of the clients you say like, "What the hell is talking? I just want to slap that guy." But he's your client, so you just have to put a smile on your face and say like, "Yeah, I can do it. I can do it."
Yeah, initially that used to be the case, but so I've been, I have this habit of the client comes on board, I tell them that we're gonna fight a lot. I'm going to fight for the brand, and you're going to fight for the brand. It's not going to be about, oh, aap khush hai, main khush hu, nothing like that. So my longest retainers that go up to 10 years, जितनी मेरी उनसे लड़ाई हुई है, I think किसी से नहीं हुई है. But the temperament helps. I believe if you're not defending what you're doing, if your professional ego doesn't exist after the work you're building up, that means आप काम ही नहीं इतना अच्छा कर रहे हैं. आप सिर्फ pretend कर रहे हैं कि ओ यार बस ये काम मैंने दे दिया ठीक है, मेरी क्योंकि पे में 5 10 20,000 rupees increase हो जाते हैं increment के बाद, that's it. No, if somebody says this person needs to work on my brand and this is the reason I'm getting somewhere and I'm sticking with you and I'm going to pay you and keep paying you, that comes out of there's a will that goes along with it. वो
Yeah.
नहीं होती. तो I am okay with that. I am okay with arrogance. वो जो एक मेरे पे लेबल लग जाता है कि arrogant है, but it's okay as long as the work is right. And Alhamdulillah, these guys that stick by me, वो यही कहते हैं it's okay. You fight, but you're fighting for the brand, so we're okay with that. And Alhamdulillah,
Yeah.
thanks.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. So, as you told, like you were working before out of your passion or out of your own pace with some of the companies. But when you're gonna hire a team, so there will be like different kind of a people with different pace, with different mindsets as
Yeah.
well. So, so this is also founder syndrome in especially the people who are working in design, who are working on the creative side because they love their work, so they it's hard to get satisfaction from other people's work. So what are the challenges you faced in building the team on initial levels?
Yeah, honestly, since I was doing it, you're absolutely right. I was finicky. ऐसे नहीं होता वैसे नहीं होता, but I also understood कि but I needed to get out of these guys. So we used to just sit together and discuss it. I think even to this day, whenever this content or design, we question each other. So that helped. Even there are times that they question me. I get rejected a lot of times. I think as founders, nobody wants to admit that, but my team has the capacity to come up and say, okay, oh, Hasbi, this is wrong. We're not going to do that. Fair enough. I can be wrong. So that I was always okay with. Yeah. Initially, I struggled. I was like, if the client goes away because of this, because I've seen it happen. I knew sometimes some other person was right, but there was a hierarchy that says, no, 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 this is going to work that way, and the client would go away. So मेरी थ्योरी थी कि जब तक मुझे लगता है कि I can sustain based on work, I will jump in. The moment I believe that I had the opportunity to let these guys test it out, they did. And initially, yeah, when we started it, we struggled with it a bit, but आगे जाके these guys took it off. Right now, I have this joke. I used to have my laptop out. I used to sit in the bullpen. I was designing with them, content बना था. Nowadays, I'm just walking around and saying, हो गया? And they're like, कर रहे हैं, we'll do it. We know how to do it. I'm like, okay, okay, thanks. मुझे भी बता दो क्या चल रहा है. Do you guys need help? Not at all. तो वो अब आके I actually see these guys taking off. And मैं हम सबको ये कहता हूँ कि my brain is not as equipped as probably these guys, the team that works for me. So मैं कहता हूँ you guys are already gonna, give something better. The only thing is that I'm here to let you know what certain limitations are that we can't cross, what the client won't like from a client servicing point, what the audience might or might not agree with, which obviously they jump in as well. So बस वो limitations और चीजों को tackle करने के लिए या client कह रहा है ये नहीं करना तो I jump in there now. But yeah, initially फाउंडर सिंड्रोम कह लें, कह दें कि यू फिनिकी, कह दें कि वो काम पे ना खुद ही माइक्रो मैनेज या व्हाटएवर, आई वाज दैट एंड आई वाज वर्किंग लॉन्ग आवर्स, आई वाज वर्किंग ऑन ईद, आई वाज वर्किंग संडेज, बट the only reason I did that is so that my team didn't have to work beyond their hours or beyond weekends. And it's not like that didn't ever happen. It did. But Alhamdulillah, as an agency working at the scale that we are right now, I can so proudly say that at 6:30 today, they all packed up and left. Tomorrow at 10, they're gonna be here. And on weekends, I have the statement that I tell them, I don't want to know you. Saturday, Sunday, that's your life. My life is separate. We'll talk on Monday. So Alhamdulillah, we achieved that, and in an advertising agency in Pakistan with local clients. So Alhamdulillah, that's why these 5 days that we work on are very important, because deadlines and timelines, when I moved to Lahore, was a joke. There was a saying कि हो जाएगा, कर लेंगे. So मैंने सिर्फ उस चीज को काउंटर किया तो we became a niche कि oh, these guys deliver on time. There's a lot of people that don't. So it was easy on that account.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of Lahori thing like ho jayega, easy scene hai, we can do it. Yeah, that's a lot of Lahori thing. It's so good to know about like how basically you evolved through your founder syndrome, because I guess all the founders have that syndrome on the initial
Absolutely.
basis. But to work for to be the horse of a longer run, you have to control that a little bit as well. Yeah,
Exactly. That's true. The
yeah,
first two, you have to like really take the heat.
yeah.
It's just you.
Yeah,
But Alhamdulillah, I'll say this: I was blessed. I was blessed with very good people. People who some have gone abroad, some got married and left the city or something like that, and are still working with me. I get don't get me wrong. I have people working with me from work from home perspective, but they understand the concept that I'm not jumping into their thing. They are aware of chalra, and the system works. I mean, I have people that can walk in and say, "This is my company," even 5 years later, and ये लोग वो हैं जो मैं कहता हूँ जिनके लिए I'll vouch. That's why I'm very finicky about who joins, the vibe, the vision that is there. Because आजकल वो vision नहीं है. आजकल everybody is more concerned about very menial things. So यहाँ पे जो लोग आते हैं, their goals are different. They want to build themselves, and alhamdulillah they do.
yeah, that's nice. So, Haris, basically every designer have a design philosophy. So, if we talk about what's your design philosophy is.
Yeah, it's I think any good designer's philosophy, which is design is supposed to solve a problem, right? Yeah, everybody that is doing it. I mean, I could design, for example, it's a food brand or if it's a tech company or whether we're doing a website or anything of the sort. It just doesn't have to look good. It should solve a problem for the client or for whoever has acquired your services. So whenever we design, we try to look at it from that perspective. And it works, I guess. I don't want to kind of beat my own horn as I've been blamed for, but yeah, it works for us. So as long as that's working, I think I'm okay with that. I am so sorry. I just need to open the door. Can you just give me 1 second?
Sure, sure. You can.
Just give me 1 second. Yeah, so office boys are off, and the team is off, so it's just me right now.
Okay, okay. So
All right.
basically, or in the marketing field, the most important thing is to follow the trend. So how do you manage to follow all the trends and to stay to update with the innovation and with this fast-paced world of technology?
Yeah, we do the one thing that your mothers tell you to not do. We stay on our phones all the time. We're constantly looking at what's going on, memes and stuff, and kya chal raha hai, kya trend hai, but we try to stay away from religion and politics as much as possible, from brand's perspective, say. But yeah, as long as we have a tap on whatever is happening, there are memes I don't know about. My team would tell me, I'm like, are you sure this is viral? Then there are memes they wouldn't know about. So we come in, we try to tap it as soon as possible, and it works. So it's just about staying up to date and exploring. I think the biggest problem in this industry is that people don't look around. They don't look around at the basic design elements. They don't look around at, these billboards and social media campaigns and day-to-day things that they can utilize. So I think वो पाकिस्तान में billboard का concept है ना, you put in everything, you write essays about what your product is. Yet the most successful campaigns are two words.
Yes.
People get confused. Oh, there's no design in it. It is the design. You can do that. So as long as you're open to seeing what road you're on and what building you're walking around and how this would solve a problem as a user, I think that works out for us very easily. So yeah, it should solve a problem.
Yeah. So, by the way, which of the marketing strategies, which of the international company you really liked and you really look into that marketing?
Yeah, I think honestly, I'm not that much of a fan of looking at agencies and work. I just scroll around. I don't see who posts stuff. I don't see which international names are doing what. And I just see stuff and I like it and I learn from it and move on. There's people like Chris do. There's people like I don't know. Even Elon Musk has a good format to take things. I love Ryan Reynolds when he does his marketing ads. But again, that is just a very vague way to say, oh, I ignore them and them. There are other agencies, agencies in New York that are charging crazy for a page that I can't charge anything over here. But at the end of the day, my goal is about the services, not what they're doing. So I really don't have that habit. Yeah, the people over here that do follow that, I think they can answer that better. I am not that guy. I am probably just looking around at memes and just seeing whatever flows my way. And I think that's pretty much it. That's why I think the Pakistani market comparatively is easier. I love watching TV, so the movies, the shows, they help me gauge an audience and probably develop something around that. So that's how it works. I don't really have a set narrative on how to study or who's my ideal in terms of it.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So basically, today the world is changing rapidly. If we say like technology wise, and there is one of the trending thing which is like AI, basically.
Yeah.
So if I ask you how we can amplify AI in design and marketing.
Yeah, we're already doing it. I think so with ChatGPT, Midjourney, and these kind of things. The problem that people see is that they see AI and they're like, oh, it's a end product. I just type something in, something comes out. This is it. This is your product. ये ले, client को दे दिया. No, that's not it. So it's a means to an end, just like Photoshop was, or just like उससे पहले Corel था, जैसे हम pen से करते थे. You get something, you innovate it with something else, and then you present something. हमारी majority campaigns ऐसी होती हैं कि we keep searching, some visual comes out, and we're like, oh, we can do this and this and this. And then these designers, then they photo manipulate stuff, and somebody uses Procreate, somebody uses Photoshop on top of these things. And the culmination of it comes out as a good design campaign. So the misconception about AI or not using AI is कि it's an end product. AI आ गया, I'm done, or AI आ गया, so my job is easy. I don't need to do anything. I mean, I think there's a joke going around a lot that you can now tell what ChatGPT, what sort of status or caption or anything is written by ChatGPT, right? Or AI. That's just it. Nobody downloads and then tries to modify it. So, and that's, I think, my gimmick. I've already बिल्कुल basic. There's nothing, no rocket science about it. I grab one idea, I grab the other, and if there's a third idea, I try to mix it up. That's my research process. If I'm seeing how to, market a shoe, I'll probably be researching about how they're selling chairs or maybe a laptop or maybe a system and see, oh, this campaign can be shifted into this on a pace like that. That's when we come up with ideas. The originality of it, they're much better people than me out there. I mean, they're doing crazy work.
Yeah. So which technologies for you are you think dispensable for your work?
Indispensable. Yeah,
Hmm.
obviously, it's evolving. Maybe if you had talked to me about 6 months ago, I would have said, these design tools nowadays, AI has solved so many problems for us. Maybe in 6 months, I'll be saying something else. So I can't really, pinpoint it. But yeah, design tools and these operation management tools. Then there's the SEO tools and things like that that we cannot probably perform without as well. I mean, we were doing it before. I mean, I still have boards over here and I grab markers and will design accordingly. But yeah, they have sped up our performance to a point that if we were doing something in a month, right now we're still doing it in a month, but we're doing it for like 40 clients. So, the ratio has increased thoroughly. So, Alhamdulillah, we have so that sorted.
That's nice. So basically, I was checking your LinkedIn, and somewhere you mentioned that you believe content and design works together. So how
Yeah.
these two elements work together to drive a successful campaign?
Yeah. So obviously, I think when you're saying something like if I say hi, I'm Haris, ठीक है, and you can't see me, or maybe if I'm writing it, it doesn't have that sort of an impact. But if I design a visual that says hi, I'm Haris, ठीक है, maybe that visual helps nudge a perception in your mind. I think that's how it goes together. Again, the format is I could have a picture, like this and say founder of DAP, or I could have I'm lying on the floor and saying, the guy who didn't get paid but owns that. See, content solved that problem, and the way I presented it in a design format solved that problem. So I think they go hand in hand. That's how we relate. I think my LinkedIn right now is a bit tougher to explain, but is about that. I try to see narratives, and try to see what works. And some things do, some things don't. It's a testing progress.
So how basically you build narratives?
Yeah. So I used to have this teacher who said, you can only do two things. If you want to get emotion out of people through your content or your design, your goal is just for two things, ya hasado ya rolado. So it's like Rolana is very tough. You're getting, especially nowadays, emotion out of people through content without going very uh, you know, graphic about it is tough. So it's like if you can make people laugh and make people stop at your content for 3 seconds, well and good. So that's what we do. We try to see how we can stop people for 3 or 5 more seconds just to see the content, and that works. If our job is never, oh, this is a good design, it's done, हम सबको अच्छा लगा है. If खाली page के ऊपर, I mean, I think the best example, and I would have loved to work on this, but I think Moz was I loved Moz ki campaign. It was, cousins ko chodo, download Moz. I love that. It was so direct. It was so inspirational. And it made me laugh. I still to this day remember the exact moment I saw the billboard and the color and everything. So I think that is the sort of impact design has.
That's great. That's great. So Haris, if we talk about the marketing today, one of the important factor is the digital marketing. So what are some of the key strategies that a good digital marketing campaign should look like?
Yeah, so it's about what resonates with the audience. I think that's the best because what people forget about marketing is you have to just show them the product, whatever your product is. They have to walk in. Your messaging should just compel you to walk in. I think people just misconstrue that if you're a digital marketer, you just have to, post, oh, this is my product, ab aap khud hi aa jaye. That's never the case. So I think content combined with again, design is one aspect of it, but content is the reason why people walk in. आजकल I think nowadays जितने content creators आ गए, जितना auto आपका content बन जाता है, that is definitive proof के if your content is good, people will show up. And I know people जो personally अब खुद बना रहे हैं. I think you don't technically need agency as such, unless you're working at a very different scale where you can't handle it. So content अब हर बंदा खुद बना लेता है. So as long as that is informative and entertaining, people will show up. We have this saying in our pitch that, our phone sort of दो ही पर्पज से यूज करते हैं, either it's to get informed about something, और या आप एजुकेट होना होता है या आपने एंटरटेन होना होता है. सो यू शुड somehow be the in the midst of it, entertaining भी रहे, एजुकेटिव भी रहे, एंड most importantly, do not forget they want to understand the narrative, not the product. I think आजकल इतने वो कोड चल रहे होते हैं, don't sell the product, sell an idea. वो ना लोगों को समझ नहीं थी वे क्या है. But I think iPhone is the best example of it. It's just a phone, but
Yeah.
having an Apple means something. Audi,
Yes.
वो जी ऑडी है भाई, क्या नो, उसका महंगी गाड़ी भी हो सकती है, but it's just a narrative. So एज लॉन्ग एज आपने नैरेटिव अपना सही जगह पे रखा हुआ है, फेयर इनफ. पॉजिटिव है, नेगेटिव है, ये चीजें होती रहती है, बट अपने नैरेटिव को ड्राइव करते रहे. लोग ना सेल्स की बेस पे डिजिटल मार्केटिंग को चेंज कर लेते हैं, और डिजिटल मार्केटिंग इज डिफरेंट. इवन परफॉर्मेंस मार्केटिंग का पहला स्टेप इज ब्रांडिंग. पीपल फॉरगेट दैट. तो वो कहते हैं डायरेक्ट जी आया, मेरी प्रोडक्ट लेगा, ऐड लगा दे. दैट्स नॉट हाउ इट वर्क्स. सो यू हैव टू build a narrative, and that the first thing about it is a story, content. So as long as
Mm.
that is there, digital marketing is in your power.
Yes, Kahani is most important. That's why we started Founders
Not a
Kahani.
Kahani, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Even like when we were doing podcasts with some of our international guests, we only use the word Kahani. Even they are kind enough to use the word Kahani for their
Because you want to
stories.
hammer that, and you want to hammer that, that this is who we are. You could say a founder story, and then like,
Yeah,
oh, now I, but you use Kahani so that they remember you. So I think
yeah.
that's pretty much.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So you've been working in this field from past 11 years. So how do you define success personally and professionally?
पैसा आने लगा था. यार, आई थिंक a balanced lifestyle, ठीक है. People that relate to your work, want to work with you, work for you, and कहते हैं ना, building a narrative about yourself and your company that resonates with people. Again, आजकल LinkedIn में थोड़े से लोग मेरे से तपे हुए हैं, apparently I'm arrogant, but even then I see these messages coming in from people who want to talk, who want to ask questions, who want to visit, who want to see and meet the team, the kind of people that we work with. And I think मेरे लिए वो success है. And that is just it. कि there's an intern that joined about very recently, and she posted that I got in my dream place. And for me, that's mind-boggling. Yes, she's talking about my company as a dream place. For me, it was just चार क्लाइंट हो जाए यार, पैसा आ जाए. सो जो वो नैरेटिव पूरा चेंज हुआ, हम लोगों ने कुछ पढ़ने के साथ साथ एक स्टोरी लोगों के साथ रिलेट होने लगी. तो अब जो यहाँ लोग बैठते हैं, व्हेन दे हियर एंड प्रेजेंट देयर स्टोरीज, एंड लोगों से बात करते हैं, खुशी से करते हैं. या आई थिंक दैट्स सक्सेसफुल.
Yeah, that's really inspiring, by the way. So, Haris, you are also a graduate from one of the leading design schools in Pakistan, which is NCA. So, how do you think NCA played a role in your journey, in your creative journey?
यार ओके, सो दिस इज समथिंग आई डोंट रिवील बट आई विल. सो एनसीए वाज माय मास्टर्स. क्या टेल यू, उससे पहले आई वाज इन इस्लामिक यूनिवर्सिटी इस्लामाबाद, ठीक है.
Okay,
एंड
okay,
आई मूव्ड हियर. सो वहां पे आई हैव बीन इन टू ऑपोजिट पोजीशंस, ठीक है. एक जगह पे कहा जाता था, माय डिग्री वाज मास कम्युनिकेशन स्पेशलाइजिंग इन एडवर्टाइजिंग, एंड आई
okay.
वाज ऑलवेज टोल्ड, ओ आप तो जर्नलिस्ट बनने जा रहे हो. जर्नलिस्ट नहीं, सहाफी का लफ्ज. ओ आई हेटेड दैट. लाइक हम एडवर्टाइजिंग सीखने आए हैं. एंड फॉर 4 इयर्स आई जस्ट, वहां पे वो कहते हैं ना, इंग्लिश अच्छी थी, नैरेटिव बेचना आता था, तो आई वेंट इजीली. मुझे लगा ये तो हलवा है. देन आई केम टू एनसीए, एंड देन आई मेट एक दुनिया उल्टी, पीपल जिनको एक नॉलेज बेस था, एक who's who ऑफ पीपल, ठीक है. एंड मैं उस वक्त आके अपना माइंडसेट चेंज कर रहा था. आई वाज देयर जस्ट टू क्रिएट अ नेटवर्क. मैंने पढ़ाई पे उतना कोई खास फोकस नहीं किया, एंड बट मैं उन दोनों तो ज्यादा आउट हुआ था, मैं तो पुठी चीजों में लगा गया था. सो आई थिंक
I think
एनसीए,
all the NCA can relate to the
maybe
Putti
not
Chile
those
wala
putti
thing.
चीजें, no, yeah,
Okay.
not that kind of stuff, but I sort of lost focus in the sense that where I should have been building something, I was more focused on enjoying, खाने पीने कर लो, बाहर निकल जाओ, party कर लो, but never on, oh, what have I done? मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? till then design और इसका idea नहीं था. It wasn't till I left it कि मेरी जब डिग्री खत्म हुई सारा कुछ हुआ, कि आई रियलाइज कि यार मार्केट में स्टिल वो वैल्यू नहीं है. सो दैट इज व्हेन आई गॉट एन अपॉर्चुनिटी एट अ प्लेस दैट आई वोंट नेम. इट्स अ वेरी प्रोमिनेंट प्लेस, तो मैं उनको बदनाम नहीं करना चाहता, बट उधर मुझे नौकरी मिली तो उन्होंने कहा कि हमारे ये विंग है डिजिटल का, इन हाउस टीम में ठा रहे हैं, तो यू हैव टू वर्क हियर, बट यू हैव टू कम इन अ टाई एंड फॉर्मल अटायर. सो मैं डेली पहन के जाता था, तो एक दिन आई डेंट हैव फॉर्मल शूज उस वक्त, कुछ फट गए थे, समथिंग लाइक दैट. सो आई वोर वो नहीं तो लोफर्स ड्रेस पैंट के नीचे, बड़े अजीब से. सो आई वेंट देयर एंड सडनली मैंने वहां पे अपने आप को शीशे में देखा. मैं doing? मैं पूरा दिन लैपटॉप में बैठा ऐसे देखता रहता. मैंने कहा मेरी क्या वैल्यू. सो सरप्राइजिंगली आई नीडेड मनी अ लॉट. आई गॉट अप एंड मैंने उनको जाके कहा, आई एम सो सॉरी फॉर वट एवर रीजन, आई कैन नॉट डू दिस. ठीक है भाई, बहुत छोटा सा कमरा जिसमें 6-7 बंदे थे. मैंने कहा आई होप यू गाइस डू वेल, बट I am not in the tie and ये वो, even though I enjoy wearing it, but I am not that person. So I went and started an online job. Uh, I was doing very well, earning very good, घर बैठे बैठे, but still that wasn't enough because माइंड फ्री है, आपको पता नहीं कल ये रहती है नहीं रहती. तो फिर कपल ऑफ गाइस गेट टुगेदर एंड इसकी कंपनी स्टार्ट करते हैं. किसी ने कहा डिजिटल है, डिजिटल के अंदर देखते हैं, शुरू किया. कोई एक क्लाइंट देख रहा था, कोई पूछ रहा था. एंड द इजीएस्ट थिंग, वी ग्रैब्ड आवर फोन्स. हमारे पास एक वो पीटीसी लाइन होती थी, पेज देखे, नंबर रीच आउट किए, अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वुड यू लाइक मार्केटिंग, मैसेज किए, वो जो अब आते हैं ना. आपने डिजिटल मार्केटिंग करानी है, वी ट्राइड इन 2013 और 2014. ठीक है, 2014 राइट. एंड इट वर्कड. दैट्स हाउ आई गॉट डेली टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. तो वहां से मुलाकात हुई, काम शुरू किया, एंड या सो उसके बाद फिर जर्नी पिकअप होगी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
basically, what are some of the key lessons that you have learned during these 11 years?
यार, नंबर वन, यू आर डिफाइंड बाय योर स्किल. नोबडी, आपका दोस्त हो, कोई भी हो, डज नॉट केयर एनीथिंग अबाउट यू इफ यू डू नॉट हैव अ पर्सनल स्टैंडिंग इन लाइफ. सारे ऊपर ऊपर से बातें हैं, बट जब तक आप कुछ मान नहीं जाते, आपकी कोई वैल्यू मार्केट में नहीं या लाइफ में नहीं होती, नोबडी केयर्स. टू, चढ़ाई में बहुत लोग बातें सुनाते हैं, अभी तक सुनने को मिलती है, अजीब सुनने को मिलती है. बट अगेन, इफ यू स्टे ऑनेस्ट एंड यू नो बिलीव इन योरसेल्फ कि आप क्या कर रहे हो, people actually show up. People actually uh, want to be part of that journey. I always thought कि uh, मेरी जो जर्नी है उसमें nobody would as such join hands with me, but people did, and अभी तक चल रहे हैं, and alhamdulillah, वो was a big learning. Thirdly, यार, never stop. I think the never stop, especially from doing things that you're afraid of. I mean, if I were to be very honest, I'm afraid of the limelight. मुझे ना ये बाहर आके मैसेजिंग करना, चेहरे दिखाना, चीजें करना मुझे बहुत बुरा लगता है. But that's why one of the reasons I started to, when I think August something में last year ज्यादा करना शुरू कर दी, because I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of narratives that get built about you. I'm afraid कि किसी को आपकी कोई चेहरा नहीं अच्छा लगता, अभी रिसेंटली भी ऐसा देखो ना, किसी को कुछ नहीं होता, they build something about. But again,
By the way, trust me, you look very good.
that's not the point. My point is कि किसी को कुछ बुरा लगना वो लगता है. और आई एम नॉट अ पर्सन विद थिक स्किन, लेकिन वो भी अपनी आदत बनाई कि यार कहते हैं. तो उसके बाद जब ये चीजें बन गई, इट्स आई स्टार्ट गोइंग विद द फ्लो. अब it doesn't matter. अब अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, we move on to the next thing every day. ये आती है next good day, bad day, next day, so on. So keep moving. Bad days आते हैं, and again, have firm belief कि Allah has a journey planned for you. I about 12 years ago got knocked down so bad कि यार मेरे पास, to be very honest, अ, पैसे नहीं होते थे कि मैं बस पे बैठ के भी जाऊं. ठीक है. सो बाइक चलाना नहीं आती थी. सो वन ऑफ माय एल्डर्स हेल्प मी, एंड उन्होंने जब किया, कर करा के, आप जब चाहते हो ना, हर चीज का एक पर्पस है. एवरीथिंग गोज अकॉर्डिंग टू अ प्लान, एंड इफ यू लेट योरसेल्फ अंडरस्टैंड कि देयर इज अ प्लान फॉर यू, यार, it is the most beautiful thing nowadays. Alhamdulillah, I'm happily married. I have two girls. I have a wonderful, wonderful team on a daily basis that uh, progresses whatever I've built here, and they build it beyond. मतलब मुझे कुछ करना भी नहीं पड़ता. And I have now I have wonderful partners. So अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह मैं कहता हूँ कि वो कहते हैं ना, बिलीव इन अल्लाह एंड ही विल ओपन डोर्स. एंड मेरा अब इतना हो गया. पहले तो वो कहते हैं ना, अल्लाह से इख्तलाफ थे, लाइक क्या हमारे साथ ही क्यों, व्हाट इज रॉन्ग विद मी, क्या है. But then when you get into it, when you start working, when you focus on it, he opens doors. So everything right now, I believe is, I believe my dad is up there fighting for me, and अल्लाह को कोई चीज़ मेरी किसी के लिए अच्छी लगी भी है. And I think it's partly because of the people जिनके जो मेरे साथ अटैच है. मुझे लगता है कि मैं तो डिजर्व नहीं करता, पर उनके नसीबों में कुछ अच्छा है कि अल्लाह मेरे थ्रू कर रहा है. So मैं वही कहता हूँ, अल्लाह just keep it flowing through me. So alhamdulillah.
That's nice. That's very motivational, by the way. So, most of the founder Kahani interviews are very serious. So, I'm part of Gen Z, and Gen Z always looks a cool part in every serious thing. So, you are
Right.
also a very cool guy. So, I have a very cool question for you. If I give you a chance to invite three people on your dinner table, dead or alive, who that will be?
Yeah, obviously the first one would be my dad, my Baba. I think उनके बगैर तो कुछ भी नहीं. Uh, my mom, of course, but I think if anything else, nowadays my chachu is very important. He is the reason probably I'm standing. ठीक है, मैं अभी तक खड़ा हूँ जिस वजह से तो वो है. And my wife, I think I fight with her. I would never say this to her face, but she grabbed my hand when nobody wanted to. I was done and dusted. I was uh, had no job, had no car, had no money to survive. And she was like, "It's okay, you'll get there. So I'll stick by you." So and we got engaged at that time. So I was like, "Oh shit, I have to work like hard to retain her." Then उसके बाद मेरी बेटियां हुई, चीज हुई, तो it slowed up. So I think these are the people. My family. I think three से ज्यादा मैं तीन चार कर लूंगा. I'll throw in my sister there. There are a couple of one or two more people. One is sitting right there. These people, they're the reason I'm standing. So I think that's it.
But
बाकी अगर
that's, that's
मैच
a
डालनी है तो
very,
यही है.
yeah, that's a very emotional answer. Definitely, you have your family, so you can invite on your dinner table anytime. So
हाँ.
now, if you think on a broader version, like you can invite maybe Hitler, you can invite Cleopatra, you can invite anyone. So if you see
यार
that kind of a thing,
I would probably invite my crushes, ठीक है, with the
okay,
hopes that something happens. So I'd probably invite I think Jessica Alba, Mahira Khan, Charlize Theron, इस तरह के लोग बुला के टेबल भर लूंगा. I think that's more of enjoyable night for me than
yeah.
any. ठीक है, but yeah, I think something I can enjoy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
That's right. That's right. So thank you so much, Haris, for jumping on to Founders Kahani today. We had an amazing talk with you. So on the end, if you want to give some of the advice to any of the people who just who are starting their design agency, who just wanted to work on the creative side of them.
Yeah, just one thing. Keep again work on one thing and just build it. ठीक है. The problem is हम लोग 10 चीजें एक साथ करना चाहते हैं. Just build one thing, one client, one job. Build a niche for yourself. Just build that. अभी I think I was telling somebody yesterday, a very nice kid. He was 19. वो भी आया था, तो उसने कहा यार, how do I start? I'm like, just build one thing. The rest will flow, and have faith in Allah. Yeah, that sorts out a lot. Alhamdulillah. बड़े बोझ से बचाए, but uh, this is all due to his blessings. So Alhamdulillah.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to Founders Kahani today. I hope you learned a lot from today's episode. Personally, I enjoyed this episode a lot because I'm
Me too,
always
me too.
interested in design people. So stay tuned for next episode. See you next time. Allah Hafiz. ख्याल रखें और तरक्की करें.
Thank you so much, Abu Bakr.